You're listening to the glorious House of Gainz podcast. Here's your host, Robert Frank. What's up, everybody? This is Robert Frank, 615. Today is November 13th, 2018. It's not Hump Day, but if it was... And I am at the round table of testosterone, which is actually a square because we have the leaf in the middle of the table. Today, for the first time ever, we are broadcasting live in front of a live studio audience with one person in the background watching us live. Say hello, Jeanette. Say hi real loud.
Hi.
Yeah,
Okay.
buddy.
There you go. So what I'm going to do before I do the introductions tonight, I am going to get all of our plugs out of the way. This way we don't have to bother you guys throughout the podcast. If you guys want some of that damn merch, that sick Robert Frank 615 merch, go to robertfrank615.com. If you need the supplements, it's bulking season, it's gorilla season, it's time to get jacked, tan, juicy as fuck for the holidays. You could go to steelsup615.com. Discount code is RF10. That is until further notice. And last but not least, if you guys need any personal shout-outs, birthday shout-outs, tell your gym bro to get to the fucking gym, stop being lazy, you want to give your mom a happy birthday, anything like that, you can go to cameo.com/RobertFrank615. I was waiting for that cha-ching. There we go. Then we got the damn cha-ching. Okay, so let's do the introductions here. To my right, we have the most aesthetic creature in the crew, Jimmy Triceps.
Confess your love to Triceps, and he will never let you down.
To his right, we have the host of This Week in Sports, the Pody, the man that controls the damn ship and presses all the buttons around here. Anthony, what's up, Ant? To skipping over one, and to his right is
The double right.
The staple, jacked man with the permanent tan, Ray Worldwide. What's up, Ray?
I'm so excited that we have a fluffer in the building for the crew. Let's get it, let's go!
Goddamn right. And to his left now, we have a very special guest in the house. Person that we promise we will spend 80% of the podcast talking about and keeping him involved in the podcast. The one and only. You know him best from Instagram, I guess. Tank Sinatra. What's up, Tank?
Yeah, buddy!
Welcome aboard.
I wasn't expecting that round of applause. Good.
Roll out the red carpet here.
So you guys know Tank from tank.sinatra on Instagram. I mean, well over 1 million followers, over 1.5 million followers. And you also know him from Tank's Good News on Instagram as well, which is actually probably a better page than tank.sinatra. But I mean,
Shows my softer side.
Exactly. With well, we'll get into why you made that. Let's just do it right now. Why did you make that second page?
You want to just jump in like that?
Yeah, let's just jump in, bro. I mean, yeah, because people want to know. They're like, why does he have 2 pages? How does he have 2 verified pages? What the fuck is up with that shit? Robert Frank ain't verified.
Better question is, how do you have 0 verified pages?
Wait, I have 2. YouTube and Facebook. Let's not get carried away here.
I didn't want to bring this up right away, but usually I only do podcasts with people with verified
God damn it.
No, I was at Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and they have your picture up on the wall on a list.
I believe it. I believe it.
It's a very short list. It's just you. Yeah. Do not verify. Sorry, man.
Yeah. You know how many people... See, here's the thing with... And the people are getting so bored with this. Robert Frank is not verified yet.
Then fucking verify him.
Yeah, just verify me.
Right?
But let me just say something. Out of all of the people over the past 2 years or so, I've made so many connections. I've met so many people that are in very big places. I don't want to name drop anyone, but Tank, honestly, is the only person that really gave a fuck and tried to help me get verified. Like, there are people out there that say, oh yeah, let me talk to my guy. I know a guy there. He'll fucking hook you up. And then you wait, and then you never hear back from him. And you feel weird, like saying, hey, what's up with my verification, bro? You know what I mean? So I just, gave up on it. But anybody that you could think of that I've ever done a video with, that I've ever been to their house, like $200 million house, anybody that has said that they were going to help me get verified have all failed. And everybody's failed so far, but Tank is the only one that gave a fuck.
Let me tell you why, okay?
Yes.
Because as someone who has nothing else going for me, the verification was a big deal. Huge deal. I don't have $200 million. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like the blue check, when I woke up, the person who got closest to nailing the sentiment was Joey on Snooki's podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't know where he was going with it. I thought he was going somewhere else, to be honest. But he goes, now Tank, when you woke up that morning and you saw on your Instagram page, I was like, what is he about to say? He goes, that beautiful sapphire check. Tell me about that. Like it was like I won the World Series or something. So he understood it and I understand it. And when I woke up and I saw the blue check, jokingly, half jokingly, but like, you know, kind of serious, my wife goes, honey, can you feed the dogs? And I was like, I don't know how many verified people are out here feeding dogs.
I remember you told me that.
I fed the dogs, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Because she told you to do it.
But you know what it does? It like makes you feel like, because Instagram is obviously a big platform. It's one of the top 3, if not the top 2, if not the top 1 for me. It's my favorite one and the one that I put the most energy into.
Right. At
the risk of sounding like, I don't know, weird, it's like, you know, they should call it validation instead of verification, because it like makes you feel like, okay, I made my mark here. Like these people recognize my contribution to the platform, and now I can create in comfort instead of like, you know, I don't know. It's hard to describe what it's like having that. I can't even remember.
I can't relate, unfortunately.
You give this man a blue check, and you will never see a RF 615 post again.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like people get verified on a platform, and then all they do is just nonstop post, like comment on other people's shit, because they know that they're going to get pushed to the top, and you know whatever. And that's where that Urban Dictionary term "blue check wanker" came out. You know, but let me tell you, and when Joey said that, Joey wasn't verified when you were on Snooki's podcast, I don't think, right? He was just waiting for it.
As soon as I saw that he was verified, I asked him.
Yeah, how did it feel?
When you woke up that morning and you saw that beautiful sapphire check.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind? It's because I knew that he was...
Yeah, he was stressing it hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, everybody does, but yeah.
Did you get late after you fed the dogs?
No, it was like 8:30. It was on the bus. There was no time for any of that.
But it was a celebration.
But just to so we don't get too far off topic, the Tank's Good News was just like, I was having fun with Tank Sinatra. I was, you know, meeting people and connecting and producing and creating content and having fun doing that. And since I was a little kid, I always felt like when I watched the news, which I don't do anymore, but I'd watch it when I was a kid, and I'd be like, these people get a half an hour to tell you what happened, and this is fucking what they want to talk about? Murders, rapes, kidnappings, deaths. I get it. Yo, life is fucking crazy sometimes, and it's hard, but I don't know. I feel like information and fear-mongering are two different things. There's a shooting. Hey, everybody who lives in this area, there was a shooting. Don't go into this area for a little while. And that's it.
Yeah. Not
like this was his favorite movie. This is fucking why we think he did it. 72 hours later, you're still talking about it? I don't know. I just feel like there's so much good going on, and that's always like. And
it's always overshadowed by all of the bullshit.
Yeah, the good always gets buried. Oh, like always. But that's what gets most of the time. That's what gets ratings. If you watch the 6 o'clock news or whatever, the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock news, 10 o'clock news, that's all they show.
I don't anymore. I can't.
Yeah, you can't
deal with it. It's always something terrible happening.
I just go to Tank's Good News now and just look for the good shit.
And it was like not to be wishy-washy or like Pollyanna, like, oh, life is just all good all the time. It was just like, all right, if everyone else is doing this thing, I'm going to do this just to try and offset it a little bit, at least for myself. And what it wound up doing was, like, I was always a positive seeker, but it actually forced me to like actively seek out the positive that happened that day. And I already had a good attitude. It just made it that much better. And it was like, if you can make people feel extremely scared or extremely good, you'll get engagement. I went for the extremely good. There are other people out there doing it, just not like the kid. You know?
No, nobody like you, man. Nobody like you. And that page is close to 1 million followers also. And when did you start that page?
A year ago, actually, almost exactly. Hurricane Harvey was when I started it.
Okay, cool. Well, there's a couple people. I'm just looking in the live chat right now on YouTube. So shout out to everybody that's in the live stream right now on YouTube watching us live as we're chatting. I just did want to get to this real quick because a lot of people, they think that a follower count has to do with, and I'm going backwards a little bit, has to do with verification.
No.
You have 1 million followers. Why aren't you verified? Bros and broettes out there, it has nothing to do with your follower count. Summer Rae had 17 million followers, and she wasn't verified until recently.
Well, she's been on and off verification for a long time because from what I hear, she keeps fucking around with pages and merging and followers. There's a little bit of gray area in her operating.
Some fuckery going on.
She's got some fuckery. She's got some fuckery going on.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. What am I, Donald Trump? That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
Shouldn't say that, but that's and I can see Instagram does not like you fucking around. They don't want you fucking around on their platform.
Let me ask you a question, Tank. Just because you might have a better answer, right?
Yeah.
Rob is convinced, and I think he might have got this from you, but Rob is convinced that there's one motherfucker, not one motherfucker, but there's one joker at Instagram when the alerts come through or whatever, that as far as his videos getting pulled, does somebody actually at Instagram have to physically say, yes, we're pulling that, or is it software? Like some kind of software. Okay.
He's blacklisted, dude.
No, I'm blacklisted.
But like I said, they have an anti-Robert Frank bug built into the software.
That night that I got completely wasted, a couple Wednesdays ago when we were trying to do the live stream and it just wasn't working out, we were all here fucking.
Right. And you were.
I was
flipping your
motherfucking Instagram. 5 minutes after the post was up, it was being taken down.
Because what I'm saying is, if there's a bunch of vulgarness going on, you're effing Instagram.
Every one of my videos is like that, though.
There's something that leads to another question: is can somebody give you some feedback to say, dude, this is why the videos are getting pulled?
He's on the most wanted list with Instagram.
I've had, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's so boring, and the bros and broettes out there just don't want to hear about this shit, but I've tried to get meetings with Instagram on numerous occasions.
They won't meet with you?
They will not meet with me. The contacts that I did have, I actually had 2 contacts at Instagram.
Yeah.
That
in what department?
Don't know the department, but I know one was one of the bigger. Like he was a contact for like all your big like social media people.
Okay.
He was the go-to, and somebody I'll name drop Fusi was the one that gave me his contact, and he said reach out to him. They'll help you. We went back and forth a few times. The minute a meeting popped up, I was like, could I have a meeting? Could I meet with you guys? I'll fly out to LA. Or Los Angeles. I don't give a fuck.
They're in New York.
Yeah, I know they have a New York. They have a New York office and LA.
Alaska. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck where it is. I'll go because I'm convinced that they think that I'm that bandana guy that fucking talks about fucking bitches and fuck this and fuck that. You should make
some nice guy videos then.
I'm gonna make a new page. It's gonna be called Rob's Good News, and it's gonna be all nice videos.
It is amazing to me, and not to throw you under the bus. Obviously, anybody who watches this podcast knows that you are not the dude screaming in the car. When I first met you, I was like, this dude is soft spoken.
Yeah, I mean, you could always tell the people that only follow me for the rage videos, because when I post anything other than me talking like this, they're like, "Why aren't you yelling at me?" This is his real voice. LOL. He sounds like a pussy. Like you'll always get that. But yeah. So whatever. Fuck. I gave up. My new thing is Twitter now. I told you this forever. I'm big on Twitter now. So if you guys out there, if you're on Twitter, make sure you follow me at RobertFrank615, and that's on the Twitter machine. So this super chat comes in really quickly. I want to get to from John Vincent. Says, how much jack are you guys going through tonight? Well, between me and Ray Vegas, probably I'd say a bottle.
Goes down.
Yeah, it goes down. It goes down in the DM.
Matter of fact, can our fluffer read me up? Fluffer?
Yeah, we have. Hey, Jeanette, do you want to make Ray Vegas or Ray Worldwide a drink here?
You want to make $5?
Yeah. She's like, sure, I will do that. Yeah. Make sure she walks past your camera so we can get her on camera.
You grab me a deviled egg?
Yeah.
Bring the deviled eggs down here.
And I'll also just throw this out there to everybody that is watching. This is the first time I'm ever meeting Tank in person, and this Joker is jacked, bros.
Yes, I did want to bring that up. For sure.
Fucking
It's hard
wide
not to.
motherfucker, bro.
Now we know. Everyone, they probably wonder, and they think it's a play on words, Frank Sinatra, Tank Sinatra, but the reason you're Tank is because you're fucking enormous.
Yeah. I mean, it is a play on words, but the fact that I'm 250 is nice.
It helps, yeah.
Hence why I'm sitting on the corner of the table.
Yeah, Ray Worldwide is like all the way on the corner. It's like when we have a king bed, and MBJ sleeps like on the, like... I basically have an inch of the bed, basically is what I'm trying to say. This is the table right now. But let me say one thing. And this is how...
Everybody here is jacked. Let me just fucking put that out.
Hey,
we're trying.
1,000 pounds of muscle at this table right now.
They're probably, that's probably about accurate. Yeah, maybe it was just a hair under. But if this was the NWA back in the day, we definitely have over 1,000 pounds. So let me tell you guys a quick funny story. I don't even know if Tank knows this or not, but I'm just going to put it out there. Back in the day, maybe well over a year ago, I think, I had a stretch of videos that were going viral after viral after viral. It was the first Cinco de Mayo video that I made, followed up by Rompers for Men, followed up by Fidget Spinners, all these videos, Juice Head 2, these videos, all the Car Rage videos, they were just kept going viral. Millions and millions of views, tons of engagement, shares, likes, everything. Then all of a sudden, I see I make a Steel Supplements ad video. And the engagement obviously is not going to be as good on a skit or an ad or anything. The Rage videos are the bread and butter. And I get a comment on my Instagram from someone who is verified, and it was Tank Sinatra. And in the video, in the description of the video, I wrote, whatever, make sure you get your Steel Supplements #ad. So I get a comment in the comment section of that video from a verified person who, again, happens to be Tank Sinatra, who I did not know at the time, never met him. He says something along the lines of, if you work for the supplement company, you shouldn't put #ad, like that's your company, like why are you putting that? It's an ad. And I get on the phone with Joey right away, and I'm like, who the fuck is this motherfucker giving me unsolicited advice on how to run my shit? Every video I do has 1 million views. This motherfucker doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm about to block this motherfucker. And Joey Baggs is like, don't block him, don't block him.
Wow, I was that close.
Dude, I was so close because I was so pissed because I thought my shit didn't stink. I was like, bro, I'm the most viral fitness personality out there. I'm fucking blowing everybody away. And who the fuck is he to give me advice on anything? So he convinced me not to block you. And then about a week or so later...
Thank you, Joey.
And then about a week or so later, I get like this email from Tank. And it was about to go do that documentary in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So it's funny how things turned out. Like, you were almost blocked, and you probably wouldn't have been able to get my email address to email me to ask me to be a part of that thing. But it's so funny. And now me and you, I don't know, we've met, 5 or 6 times now?
Yeah.
Always at some kind of big occasion. It's not just like to hang out. We're always like doing something big.
We live too far to just hang out.
Yeah, we do. We live... Oh, look at this. We got deviled eggs, and we got Jack and Diets. We got cannolis on the table.
Oh, you were serious?
Where did some of these
deviled eggs come from?
I wish you guys could see all this.
These are the keto cannolis right here.
Get the fuck out of here.
So,
Don't mind if I do.
Good.
I'm trying to breeze through. I see Joey Bag of Donuts in the live stream right now.
Oh, I got something to say about him, man.
Oh, Joey Bags actually just says you're welcome for not allowing me to block Tank Sinatra.
Can I say something about...
Go ahead.
Can we...
As you're smacking in the microphone.
Hold on, let me get a piece of this cannoli. Listen, can somebody take that guy's phone from him and stop the stories? He's doing stories. He's back to this doing story things about me every day, Joey.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
every day.
He's picking on Jimmy again.
I'm coming for you, Jimmy. It's, I'm day 15 in the gym. Jimmy triceps is going to look like shit next to me. Yeah.
God.
Can we take his phone from him?
I'll tell you what. Since I started, I'm trying to copy off a Tank a little bit, and I have this side channel going on. It's the Robert_Frank615, and I'm trying to build up that channel. It's like a new challenge for me to build up a new channel. It's got 3,000-4,000 followers. It's nothing, right? But I don't even go on my big page anymore. Like,
Really?
I rarely go on it. Over the past, I don't know, maybe week or so, I could count on one hand how many times where I usually live on Instagram, refreshing, going through comments, refresh, go to the DMs. I'm playing more on that side channel. So if you guys have anything to say to me, if you want to slide in my DM, you probably have a better shot of getting answered by going to Robert_Frank615 than you do on Robert Frank 615. Oh, look at that. And if you're watching on the live stream right now, you can see that the name has changed to Robert_Frank 615. Thank you, Pody. So tell us something else good. Oh, well, actually, I did want to bring one other thing up. I don't really listen to podcasts now that we've been doing our own podcasts. I kind of like, I listen here or there just to see what other people are doing. But my favorite by far, and if you've not listened to this yet, Snooki. Yes, Snooki did a podcast in studio, right? Yeah, obviously you were in studio with Tank Sinatra. And that is probably...
It's pretty funny.
My favorite podcast I've ever listened to in my life. It was so funny. And her co-host, who is gay, keeps hitting on Tank the whole podcast. It was hilarious. But how did you meet Snooki? How did that all go down?
Hitting on is like
yeah, you were basically getting raped. I mean, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, it was very uncomfortable. I mean, me listening to it, I was uncomfortable.
No, so here's a little weird fact about me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of vibe I'm putting out there, but gay men fucking really like me. Some of them, not all of them. I'm not everybody's type, but I get hit on by way more men, even like when I was single, than women. And he was just like, he was fucking. I don't even think he knew I was coming that day. So when he walked in, he was like, "Oh my god!" He saw my shoulders. I don't know what happened, but he was a little drunk, I think. And you think? So what happened was, I go back and forth between I'm not fucking engaging with anybody anymore. I can't stand anybody. Everyone's rude. People are just sitting in their basements trying to make me feel bad, and it's working. Like, I can't handle this anymore.
Wait, we're in a basement right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Joey direct messages me and says, "Hey, I'm the co-host of Snooki's podcast. She wants to have you on." And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, Snooki!" Like, I'm obviously a meathead from New York. I listen to house music. I like dancing. Yes, fucking Jersey Shore. When I lived in California, the further away you get from an area, the bigger the area gets that people think you're associated with. So if you go to France, you go, "I'm from America." They're like, "Oh, do you know my friend Tony? He lives in Arkansas." Like, no,
that's like 2,000 miles away.
So when I moved to California, that was when the Jersey Shore was on, and everyone was like, "Oh, do you know the people on the Jersey Shore?" And I was like, "Kinda," like, I didn't know anybody on the show.
Were you ever at the same place?
I think I've seen them out before or whatever.
Okay.
No, I didn't. No, I've never seen them before.
Oh, you've never seen them?
Live.
Okay.
I'm trying to get that clout, California.
Because I used to stalk them. It's a known fact. I used to follow them. So wherever they went
was so much fun on the show. I just thought she was really like a free character, and I knew that she would be a good time on the podcast, and she was a good time on the podcast. And Joey was as aggressive as he was. It was still funny, and plus, I've been dealing with that for so long, 20 years of laughing it off. That at that point I was comfortable with it. The first, like I said, 2 or 3 times where he was like, "I want to suck your dick," I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
okay,
it's not that funny anymore.
But where did she find you from? Just your meme page?
Me. Yeah, okay. She follows me. She's followed me for a while. Bro, people fucking love memes. They just really do. And I'm so grateful, and I feel so fortunate that I have this weird skill of being able to write funny 20-word captions over pictures. 5 years ago, that was a useless skill.
Right. No, you're absolutely right, and you're at the top of the game doing that.
But now, I feel very fortunate that I'm able to do what I do, and it's really opened up a whole world of people that we would have never met. None of us. I would have never met any of you guys. I'm meeting interesting people all the time, and I like meeting people in general. But when you meet people who are cool, obviously it's better.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Real quick, I just want to shout out Demon Tank 76 on the live feed. Sent us over a super chat. He just said, "Damn, my message didn't send, but just wanted to super chat you guys." So thank you very much, Demon Tank. No, you're at the top of the list when it comes to meme people. There are a handful of people that post daily content. You post multiple times, so your brain is always you're always thinking. You must be live on your phone.
Which is another thing, that used to be a curse. I used to my brain was just always going. Now I have a place to like a release valve.
Right.
You know what I mean? So not only on Tank Sinatra, but on Tank's Good News, then on the stories, then on the IGTV. Like I've always had some kind of a creative outlet, and now I'm just trying to put out as much as possible.
But now you're trying to pump it out. How much time are you spending on content creation now? Because your memes are original.
Yeah. So the thing about the content creation is like it's like football. Like when you watch a football game, a 3-hour football game, it's like 5 minutes of play. So it takes me like 30 seconds to make it, but my brain is just always looking for situations that could be funny or that would make a good meme. So I'm like always making them, but I'm never making them. Like if I added up all the time, it would be like a couple of minutes a week probably.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna make mention that not only are your memes good and do they do well and they're funny, but your description of the meme is always to me anyway, because I think me and you have like the same sense of humor. The little 4 or 5 words that you put as the description of the meme it makes me laugh more than the fucking meme does. You did one today, and I forget what it was. It was something about you've been doing dogs a lot lately. I feel like everything's been with a dog lately.
I go through my phases. Man.
Yeah, and I'm like, this fucking dog again. But it was something like, who's a good boy now? Something like that. It was so fucking funny. And it's like just that dry sense of humor that I appreciate.
Well, that's something that people, when they first come to my page, they don't get. So, like, now that you know me and you know my voice and you know my tone and my intention and all that, like, those little snippets are even funnier. Like, I've had the best time on people's pages, like, 5, 7, 10, 15 minutes down where I'm just scrolling and then all of a sudden one is like, boom, and it just fucking hits me. And I cannot stop laughing, like as if I'm in a comedy club.
Yeah.
And you're looking at your phone, you look like a psycho.
No, I laugh out loud a lot of times just at the descriptions. Shit, I had something on the tip of my tongue too that I wanted to say. Now I forgot. What was the first meme that blew the fuck up on you?
So it was there was a couple. It's hard to like pinpoint because there was a point in time where I was just making stuff like 10 memes a day. It was like everything. But the one that my favorite one is there was 2 like gerbils or something, and there was one gerbil in the forefront.
That's just funny in itself. Like I'm just picturing 2 gerbils.
Well, you guys think about that gay shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Exactly.
isn't there something with gerbils and like
2 gerbils, 1 butthole, and it was like the caption was.
Oh my god.
No, it was. I was a sneaky, manipulative kid. So like the caption was when you ask your parents, when your friend asks their parents if you can sleep over, and you just chill out in the back, like, and the other gerbil was like looking over the gerbil's shoulder, because I used to bring my friend if I wanted them to sleep over. I'd bring my friend and be like. Then she can't say no if you're behind me because she feels bad. So just like stand like, you know, around me in the back.
Yeah,
and I'd ask, and then if I didn't want them to sleep over, I'd be like, wait in the room.
Yeah.
I gotta go ask my mom, see what she says. She said no, bro. Sorry, you gotta leave immediately.
Yeah. My mom didn't give a fuck. Everything was no. It didn't matter how sad of a face you had. You could have baked her a cookie. She'd be like, well, in the beginning. As we got older, I think she trusted us more, but...
which was dumb.
Yeah, I'm talking about like 7, 8, 9 years old, not like...
Yeah, back then, no.
Yeah.
My mom was like, no, fuck that.
That's how I am now.
Misfits.
My stepdaughter had 2 girls sleep over, and I feel bad even saying it. They're not listening, they're like 12. But they made so much fucking noise. Like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, yo! I come upstairs, no shirt on, underwear. I'm like, you guys gotta stop making noise right now. They were like...
Yeah.
They didn't realize
see this 250-pound monster coming at them like, stop making noise.
So do you do this for a living, like full time?
Yeah. Now about a year ago.
A year ago, you quit?
I was still selling fence up until a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you feel like the... See, here's... Okay, now I'll ask a question, and this is a little bit more kind of to my situation. When you were selling fences... as I was selling insurance before I pulled the plug and said, okay, I'm doing this full time now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were more creative when you were on the company's dime making memes in your car, like on your lunch break or like in between whatever you were supposed to be doing? Or do you feel like you're more creative now that you have all this free time? The reason I ask that is because I told myself when I resigned from selling insurance, I says, now I'm going to have these 8 hours a day back to me, where I don't have to worry about working and making cold calls and selling a Medicare insurance plan. I could create all this content. I'm going to do vlogs. I'm going to make memes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make The minute I resigned and I had all this free time to myself, my creative went like in the shitter.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that happened, or are you still as creative as ever? Obviously, you're pumping out content, as am I, but do you feel like kind of subconsciously when you're on the company's dime, you're like, damn, this is pretty cool. I could do what I love and get paid at the same time.
Well, when I was working selling fence, I was doing sales. So I was out on the road a lot. I would be in my car sitting waiting for appointments, just left an appointment, have another 1 or 2 hours. Like, do you have time to kill? So it was, I wasn't like, I don't want to say like I was stealing time, but I was like, what else am I going to do? So I was just making these memes. And the reason I was able to quit was because Bumble, which is a dating app, called me and said, we want to work with you. We want to do something for like a year. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're a great company in general, but that to me was, it was a parallel step financially, but it was a big step up as far as like,
that's interesting, man.
Yeah, me doing what I want to do.
Huh.
And I get to be creative with them. And they are like, I'm not just saying this, when I went down there to Austin to visit them, it's a small-ish company. It's not huge, like thousands of employees, but it's like everybody there is fully focused and intent on making the user have the best experience. Like I've been in corporate meetings before where they're like, we gotta tap into the African American community and the female community and the under 35 and over 35. These women were like, how can we make sure everybody feels like they have a chance on this app, like they belong on here? And they'd spend the however much time was necessary to figure it out. They weren't just checking boxes off.
Okay. Do you have anything with Bumble do you have like a personal link or something that directs people to Bumble, or it's just you make like an ad or a meme or something like that and you post it on your page?
Yeah, so the other thing is that they do a lot of cool shit that's nice to talk about. So they have a lot of initiatives and campaigns. Like they do a lot of in real life stuff.
Okay.
So I'll post about that. I'll tell people about that. Or sometimes it's just a meme that like will get heavy engagement, try and direct people to their Bumble page, Bumble BFF, which is like a friend thing, or Bumble Biz, which is a pretty good alternative to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like obviously a lot bigger, but LinkedIn is like very dry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very computer shit. I don't know.
So do you get your own free Bumble profile?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm on Bumble Biz though. Bumble Biz only. Bumble Biz and Bumble BFF. I've actually, so when I first signed up, I made a Bumble profile just to like poke around the app and see what it was like. And like 3 of my wife's friends were like, I don't know how to say this, but
yeah. I saw someone on this Bumble and he looked exactly like Tank.
Like I felt bad for them because they were like nervous. They thought I was cheating on my wife.
Yeah.
But they were like, one of them was like, I think somebody is like using his pictures or something to, and she's like, no, it's him. We're breaking up. No,
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I remember all those sites back in the day. I won't mention them because we want people to go to Bumble now, but I remember all those internet dating sites, and earmuffs over there to our live studio audience person. Used to fuck mad bitches on those websites.
Internet pimping.
Internet pimping.
That's not what Bumble's for, okay?
Yeah, no. I know Bumble is
for
not
healthy
for that.
relationships.
Yeah, exactly. You're looking to find love on Bumble.
So wait, I'm so confused. Is Bumble code for Ashley Madison? Is that what we're really talking
Oh
about?
my God. No. That's something completely different.
Speaking of that site, which I can't say by contract, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I can't fucking believe that website exists. It's such a bad feeling, just like the fact that it's out there and people are like, oh, I'm gonna log in and fucking cheat on my wife with another woman who's cheating on her husband.
Yeah.
It's like, that's your fucking business model? Just ruin the world?
Yeah, just ruin. Yeah. You're, dude.
Make America single again.
I was going to say something, but we won't be there. But yeah, so one other question that I had for you is, we're kind of jumping all over the place, but we talked about Snooki. Snooki follows you, as she follows me, which when I found that out, I shit my pants. I didn't even know that she followed me until I went through my stories, and I was looking at who looked at my stories, and she was at the top. I was like, holy shit, Snooki's watching my stories. So then I went to her page and it said follow back. I didn't even, because I didn't follow her. So I saw that she was following me. I was like, oh shit, gave her a sympathy follow back. Aside from Snooki, Who would you say, because people love memes, and as being one of the top meme people that are on the internet right now, who is probably your top 3 like followers that you would say in terms of like notoriety, like big name Hollywood people or comedians or athletes or whoever followed you? Who do you
Aside from
who would you
Robert
say?
Frank 615?
Aside from Robert Frank 615.
Nobody else matters, man.
Damn,
Great answer.
that feels good, man.
It's a lie.
Fuck.
No, I mean, so did you ever use the website Social Rank?
No.
So Social Rank was this incredible website that you could put your Instagram name into and your password, and it would link into your account, and it would rank all your followers based on what they called like relevance, which is a bunch of different things, very vague. But you
Okay.
could also sort it by followers, so you could see who your biggest followers are. That doesn't exist anymore, and it's like kind of annoying. I know for the most part who follows me. So Chrissy Teigen follows me. She's like a humor freak. She loves anything funny, and she's got a huge account, and she's got a huge profile.
John Legend's woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay. That's a pretty big name.
As far as like personally gratifying follows to see, John Favreau followed me. For some reason, I have no idea how he found me or why he follows me. but
Now
he
I'm going to
does.
sound like a big asshole here, but who is John Favreau?
John Favreau is the guy that wrote and starred in Swingers. Then he directed Iron Man and Spider-Man and
Oh, he's a director.
huge Hollywood powerhouse. Jungle Book. He's tremendous. He's just like a really well plugged in creative person.
Okay.
Adam Devine, who is the guy from Workaholics, and then like literally every movie that's come out in the last 3 years, he's just crushing it. He's a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
John Mayer, Chris D'Elia. There's a lot, but I mean John Favreau. For some reason, maybe it was because I saw it at the right time in my growth or my whatever. I was like, "Holy shit, John Favreau!" And he only followed like 40 people.
Yeah. Wow.
I was
so
like,
to
this,
follow you is
this
pretty
must be a
big.
mistake.
Yeah.
Rob's favorite follower was when Richard Simmons started following him.
Oh,
Is he back?
No.
Maybe he was missing for a while.
I would say in terms of followers, my biggest follower at one time was The Rock. But The Rock has since unfollowed me. And we have, and you know what? I'm even going to say it. Andy Frisella. You know Andy Frisella?
Yeah, he follows me.
Yeah, he does follow. He used to follow me too.
Oh, he unfollowed you?
Yeah, he unfollowed me. But I have a theory of why. And I'll say this on the podcast. I don't give a fuck. Do I say it, Jimmy?
He's scared.
All right. Listen, The Rock unfollowed me. We tried to put a couple things together. We said, why would he do that? Maybe because he's going to run for president. He doesn't want to be seen following a guy. Even though he only engaged on my shit once in a while. I think he liked maybe 3 of my videos for the year and a half that he followed me. He commented on maybe 1. It's because he was going to run for president or is going to run for president. He doesn't want to be seen following a guy who's talking about fucking bitches and steroids and this and that. So it's like a bad look for him. Okay, let's get rid of this guy, put him off to the side. But I really think it's because he's threatened by my acting ability. I mean, a little birdie told me that he saw me in a construction hat and a construction vest over in Long Island when I was filming for a pilot. And he was a little threatened, and he was like, "Man, this motherfucker is gonna take my spot in Hollywood."
This dude can act his ass off.
God damn,
He's so great at acting like an idiot.
Yeah, and not only that, Andy Frisella, who I've never met him, we've had a couple conversations, and we were supposed to have more conversations that never happened. But Andy has, I just saw, what was it, last week, the week before? Andy Frisella, his podcast was ranked number.
I don't,
1.
dude. I think,
And again, we don't know the rank. No, it was ranked number 1 overall out of all podcasts.
all right, I don't get that because I don't know. Never mind.
It was only up for like a day or 2 days, but he's always in the top. God,
But his
probably
podcast,
top
it's not
20.
like they're like 10-minute like snippets. Like
I think shorter is better, bro.
As far as like the unfollowing thing goes, and I'm not just saying this trying to make you feel better, because I've unfollowed people that I don't dislike. I don't have any beef with them. It's just like, yeah, your content I'm just not in. It's like fucking not working for me anymore, so I unfollow. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know people have unfollowed me. And when I was just starting out, I remember when I like switched my personal page. I had like 1,200 followers. I didn't switch it. I just stopped posting pictures of myself and started posting memes.
Yeah.
Like I watched fucking people drop off like flies. Like my best friends were like, "Fuck this guy! He's posting memes now." Okay, what are you gonna be, the fat Jewish? And they, some people come back, some people come back and follow and then leave again. Like it's not. I don't know. The Rock would probably destroy me if he unfollowed me. I don't know how you're handling that, but
no, I blocked him. I blocked him. Yeah, so fuck that guy.
I'm like. So as far as him following me, I wanted him to follow me, and then I was like, I also don't want to think about everything I fucking post for the next however long he follows me. Like, is he gonna like it? Is he not gonna like it? It's a lot of pressure. So the fact that Social Rank doesn't exist is actually probably good because I don't even know who follows me and who doesn't.
Yeah. Well, do those people engage on your shit? Do you ever see the double taps coming through or comments or anything like that? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, not like, listen, the bigger they are, the less likely they are to engage for a couple of reasons. One, I think the main reason is that they just have a whole lot of shit going on besides double tapping shit on Instagram.
Yeah, no,
Plus,
it's true.
They know their likes are valuable. You know what I mean?
That's another thing too.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people comment on shit, but they won't double tap because, like you said, people can't see a comment.
Yeah.
But you could see a double tap. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But the thing with, and just getting back to Andy Frisella, he's got a #1 podcast, and he knows that we're coming for his, I won't say #1. He's probably in the top 25 overall. But he knows that we're coming for his head, and, so he probably unfollowed. He's like, I don't want to give this guy any...
He gives people what they're looking for. His podcast is a little too, gruff for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember this guy, Greg Plitt, was a big fitness model. You remember that guy?
Yeah. He got hit by a train, right?
Yeah, being a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I couldn't watch his videos. I'd watch his videos and I feel like I was in trouble, like I did something wrong. If I wasn't doing push-ups watching the video, I was like, oh shit, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So when I watch Andy Frisella, so just to go totally off topic, when I got sober, there was groups in my area where they were fucking really cool, and then there was groups in the area where it was like a fucking military camp. Like you get there at exactly the time you were told to get there, you call at the exact time you were told to call, you get hung up on. I don't do well with that. I like positive reinforcement. Not like I need it to be pat on the back, but I don't like to be made to feel inferior or weak because I'm not going at 100% all the time. I don't have that in me. That is not my fucking speed.
So you better stop watching my rage videos, because that's what all that guy's about is fucking 100% intensity. Blah, 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 blah.
But that works for him, and that works for whoever watches him. Like I'm not a lazy piece of shit though. So if you're a person who cannot get off the couch and you need somebody, a stranger, to yell at you in order to get amped up to get off the couch, watch whatever you need to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Another thing too that people have said. I don't call people out for unfollowing, but the couple people that I have in the past called out and been like, I saw you unfollow me. It's not whatever. But it's because they said the reason I did it is because I follow WorldStar. And WorldStar always shares your shit. So why am I following you and WorldStar? Like I could get WorldStar, I could get Robert Frank and more by following WorldStar, where with you... we're only getting Robert Frank. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's such a bullshit excuse. But 2 or 3 different people actually gave me that explanation. But anyways,
I'd have told him to eat a dick.
Let me go real quick through this. Let me go real quick through this live stream right now, because there's a couple bros and broettes that are in there that are leaving some comments here. Let's see. Rain Walker says he doesn't think The Rock is natty. No, absolutely not. He's not natty. C3 Muscle says Robert Frank is greater than Andy Frisella. Thank you, C3.
C3 Muscle.
C3 is in the house. Crosswhite276 says 5 stars for you guys on your podcast. Thank you very much. That is a good reminder. If you guys are out there and you're listening on iTunes, word through the grapevine is that the way that we bump up in the rankings is by you bros and broettes giving us a 5-star review and leaving a comment and subscribing to our channel. I don't give a fuck if you don't listen to our podcast. Just subscribe to the channel.
Oh, one of the bros said make sure you hit the bell.
Notification bell is on YouTube.
On YouTube, yes.
Yeah, so on YouTube.
iTunes too. Apple Podcasts.
Oh, Apple Podcasts now has a bell too. When they'll get notified if we upload. Okay, cool. So if you guys could do us that big favor, and if you're listening on iTunes, give us that 5-star review, give us a comment, and subscribe. Like I said,
ring the bell.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if you listen to us or not. Just subscribe to the damn channel, because I think what they do, from what we hear, is they take total subscriptions over the last like 7 days or something like that, and that's how they come up with the rankings of who's a top podcast. But we were, and I'll only bring this up one more time because we're getting further and further away from this. We were top 200 in the comedy podcast. We were as low as 165 out of the top 200. And 30 podcasts in, that was pretty fucking good. And I was very proud of that. And then we soon got bumped out of the top 200, and we have not been back since. And believe me, I check every fucking day. Oh, we got a super chat coming in right now. I want to read real quick. Who is this coming in from? Give me 1 second. This is from Mike Savicki, our man Big Mike. What's
Big
up?
Mike.
For unfollowing The Rock. He gave us a nice super chat donation because I said, fuck that dude. Unfollowed. Oh, he's unfollowing The Rock. I thought he meant because I blocked The Rock.
Mike's loyal
Wait,
too.
did you really block him?
Yeah, I blocked him. Fuck him.
Mike is loyal. What's up, Mike?
I don't play that, man. I don't play that. And you know what? People try to
So
say...
wait, Tank. You asked, how are you handling that? That's how he handles.
Yeah, that's how I'm handling it.
That's your answer.
Well, here's the thing. People try to say...
You took all your rock posters down, all that.
Let me tell you, let's be honest. I was never a fan of The Rock. Like when he was wrestling...
Here we go.
Because okay,
That's
hold on.
him saying
Rock.
that shit, not us.
If you're... Dwayne, I know you're listening right now, but listen. Back in the day, when I stopped watching wrestling, was pretty much when he was doing the Rocky Maivia thing. He wasn't even The Rock yet. He was still like with the long hair, and he had on that goofy outfit, whatever the fuck he was wearing to the ring. It was almost like he was wearing a dress. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I remember him as Rocky Maivia, and then he blew up as The Rock, and with the catchy one-liners and everything. But anyways, someone said to me, listen, The Rock might not even be in control of his page. It could be somebody running his page for him. I don't buy that. I think The Rock, from what I remember before I blocked him, he was very active on his page. He was very, he always posted every day, mostly to promote a movie or a book or an appearance or something like that. But I truly believe out of all these popular people that have other people running the pages for him, I think The Rock really was in charge of his page. I think he was the one on his phone, double tapping and posting pictures and commenting and stuff like that.
That's the great thing about social media, is that it really is like the fucking great equalizer. Like if you can get a direct message to somebody who you want to get to, that's who you're talking to. Like I direct messaged. I started a podcast a couple of weeks ago called Think Tank, right?
Nice.
And I'm fucking very excited about it. And I'm just going for everybody and anybody who I think would be an interesting guest. And I direct messaged this guy, Brendan Schaub, who's the California comedian, Joe Rogan fighter guy.
Brendan Schaub is good, yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, man, let's do it. I was like, what the fuck is, what
so
is
awesome,
this? Like,
man.
what is this tool
Right.
that I have in my hand that
Right.
gives me
right.
access to like anybody in the world? Anybody.
crazy,
It
bro.
doesn't always get through, obviously. Like,
Right.
if you direct message The Rock, like, chances are, if he is on it and he is using it, he's not going to that folder to see what fucking garbage is in there from Tank Sinatra.
Right.
But
you know what helps you? That little blue check helps you.
it does help. It
helps
does help. It's-
tremendously.
The people that you can contact on that platform is like, it's almost like having their phone number. It's not. You got to have somebody who's very engaged and is looking in that message request folder for either business opportunities or fucking people like me or whoever reaching out for something that might help them. But yeah, it's he's definitely. I know that he's got people helping him with it. I think now the longer his captions get. Like that's like when you see somebody who's like really putting a lot into the caption, at that point I'm like, you can't be writing that every fucking day 3 or 4 times a day. It's too much energy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's too much work.
So the model of the story is Joey Bags. You need to get on your hustle and start getting Rob some appearances. And
Yeah.
some guests.
No, people will respond. If you come through with a legit offering, you don't realize 1 million followers, 600,000 on this one, fucking however many on that one. Like you have a tremendous fucking platform.
Yeah.
I know that you and I, because we're meatheads, we have like low self-esteem and shit. But there's never been a time in history. There was a guy who I was coming up with, and we both had like 300,000 followers, and I was like, what's your plan? Like, what are you gonna do? And he's like, I don't know. I'm gonna finish school probably, and I'll figure it out. I was like, okay, bro. See you later. You're fucking wasting the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah.
1 million people, dude, just at your... I mean, you don't hit 1 million right off the bat, but we're still in that time period where like people see 1 million followers and they're like, whatever that guy wants to do. Let's do what he wants to do. Let's work with him.
Well, one thing that I'm noticing that you're doing a lot more, and you're probably doing it purposely, and I don't want to air anything out or expose anything, but you're actually showing yourself more. Like you're doing your IGTV stories. And let me tell you, that George thing, where you were talking about George, I don't know if you guys saw it, where you were going over Georgie Porgy, George of the Jungle, all that shit on your IGTV.
Yeah.
That shit was so fucking funny. I laughed out loud the whole time. But you're a meme guy. You're a meme page. I just went to your Brandfire Halloween party, and I met, who was there?
Dr. Greyfang.
Dr. Greyfang was there, who I've never seen what he looked like before. I couldn't pick him out of a line. If you said, who runs the Dr. Greyfang page? How the fuck do I know?
Yo, I met him 3 times before I was like, because it was so long in between meetings. He came to my book signing, and this was like the last time I was like, all right, bro, burn this fucking guy's face into your memory immediately before you embarrass yourself again.
Yeah.
Came over to me, and he's like, hey, I heard there's some big shot having a book signing here. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to say. He's like, bro, Kenny. I was like, Kenny. What?
Yeah.
Dr. Greyfang. I was like, oh, fuck, bro. What?
Just say Dr. Greyfang. Don't say Kenny. Yeah.
It's a very weird thing. But I was talking about this at Brandfire today. I've been posting pictures of myself since I had like 30,000 followers. And I do it intermittently. I don't do it all the time not because I don't want to upset people, just because my page doesn't really call for it. But that's how I was able to get as much momentum like you with fucking, when you show who you are on your page, people are either going to love you or they're going to hate you, but they're going to know who you are, and you're giving them an opportunity to decide.
Right.
If you hide behind
100%.
your page, people never know. They know you, they like your memes, but if you try and do anything off the platform, it's going to be very difficult to brand yourself off the platform if you don't show who you are.
Yeah.
And let people fucking judge you, unfortunately, and open yourself up to that.
No, absolutely. Now, when you do, because you do stand-up from time to time as well, stand-up comedy, right?
That George thing was actually a bit that I did in my stand-up.
Okay, well,
just
let me tell you something. After we're done here, I'm gonna go back and watch it because that shit is fucking hilarious. But do you think the live audience, when you're doing your stand-up, do they know you from Instagram, or they just know you as?
Some people did.
Okay.
Some people did. Like if I had a show that I was promoting, then people would come see me. And like every time it's hard enough to get somebody to like a picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
When you post something, like you do meet and greets, when somebody looks at an event that you're doing, makes a decision, oh, I want to go see this guy, then plans for it, then fucking buys a ticket or whatever, and then gets up that day, because there's so many opportunities to not do the thing that you think you're going to do. Like my show was at 9 o'clock. At 8:30, they could have been like, nah, fuck this guy. I'm not going to see this guy. But they didn't. They got in their car and they drove there and they sat and watched and waited. And to me, that's like, I don't know. It's a very foreign feeling to have people actually be interested in what you're saying and what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Besides friends and like strangers that you meet and shit, like actual like people that you're completely removed from, and it's a total one-way relationship where you're only talking to them, and they still feel like they have a relationship with you because you talk to them a couple of times a day. It's crazy. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, these are the conversations that we have with the bros and broettes when we go to expos and when we go to Arnold and Olympia. People will pull me to the side and they'll recite a whole fucking video that I did. Like, I don't even remember the words of the fucking video. I said it one time. These guys will just recite the whole thing and tell me about how they were going through some time in their life or battling some kind of depression or anxiety or something like that, and they watch this video and it like you said, we're using this platform. Like, I don't even know what the fucking internet is, but it's like this. It's almost like this like space portal between you and like other people that you could reach and touch people and like emotions come out. It's like it's crazy what you could do. But
I got a DM from a kid. He actually reaches out to me a lot. I think his name is Son of Magnus. But the kid,
I recognize that name.
He said that he's on his 4th go around of listening to the podcast.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, and he said he was like, I feel kind of funny about it, but yeah, I've listened to it 4 times. Like, so big shouts to you. Yeah, big shouts, man. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Comedy is a beautiful gift to have, to be able to like make people laugh, and I think it's something that like usually people who are funny have like this weird, I'm not like cool enough to actually be funny in front of other people. when we made that app, the Momus meme app.
Love it.
My fucking argument in that office was like, everybody thinks they're funny with a certain group of people, whether that's 2 million people or one person or your dog. Everyone thinks they're funny, and to be able to like just exercise that freely, like your videos. I know they're rage videos, but obviously the end game is to get people to laugh.
Right.
If you can make somebody laugh, you become like a special person to them. You know what I mean? And they have this thing where they're like, that guy brings me joy. In a world of fucking just people beating you down, your boss is a piece of shit, your friends are like not nice to you anymore, whatever. You're like a fucking beacon of light. Not to sound weird, but if you can bring somebody laughter from 3,000 miles away, it's just a very interesting time.
And I think that's why his hater videos where he's dancing in the kitchen are so popular.
Every time that I do an interview,
everything and just flips it, man. Like, yo, you guys want to freaking call me names or like whatever. You want to say certain things about me, whatever, and then like he takes a negative and he flips it, and it's empowering. And there's people who get bullied and have shitty days at work and have people talking about them and they take it personally. And Rob, on the other hand, is like, whatever. Like, this dude just said, fuck the Rock. So, like, it just shows you that, yo, life goes on, man. Like, other things to be worried about.
I've done a podcast twice with Bradley Martin, who everybody, if you're into fitness, you know who Bradley Martin is. Twice on the podcast, really all he wanted to focus on was my hater dance videos. He thought they were so genius and creative and, like, because... And I just did a podcast last week with Chad Johnson from The Bachelor, or Bachelor. I think he was one of the contestants on The Bachelorette, but he's been on a bunch of reality shows. That's all they wanted. They don't even want to talk about my rage videos. They don't give a fuck about the rage videos. They're like, dude, the skit that you do in your kitchen where you're dancing with your shirt off, holding a bottle of Jack Daniels, featuring all these comments where people are like, how does that not get to you? It's like, for the same reason how we're reaching out to all these people and we're like touching lives and everything. Like, still remember that these people that we're touching their lives, they could be 3,000 miles away. You're never going to meet them. And that's unfortunate because if you're impacting someone's life, you would like to meet them. But there's also people from 3,000 miles away that hate your guts and want to fuck your mom. And like they just say all this like negative, nasty shit. And they think it's cool that I could like blow all that off. I never... And I see you get hate comments once in a while. You never take offense to it. It's like, or do you let it get to you?
My new rule. So first of all, I've been doing this new thing, which I may have even gotten from you subconsciously. If somebody writes something really fucking negative on my page, let's just reply, comment, please kiss me. Why?
That's hilarious.
Some guy wrote, you're gay as fuck, and I obviously replied, please kiss me. That was like the ultimate opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But
perfect opportunity.
Perfect. You know who Logic is, right? The rapper?
Yeah, of course.
So I, to be honest with you, I'm not like a huge fan of his music. I don't know it that much, but who he is as a person, I'm a big, big fucking fan of. What he stands for and what he puts out there into the world. And I was watching an interview with him, and he was like, you know, because he's an internet person. Our generation is young enough. He gets sucked into it just like anybody else. And he goes, I was on the internet, and I was reading all these negative comments about people hating on my project that I put fucking... It takes me 30 seconds to make a meme. It takes him a year to make an album. And people just shit on it.
Yeah.
And he was like, it occurred to me one day reading these comments, this is not who I make my music for. I make my music for people who do like it.
Right.
So that's who I'm going to focus on. And that was one shift I had. And then I realized that I'm just going to double down on the people who are there for my success and just ignore the people who are there to watch me fail unless I tell them to please kiss me. If somebody says something funny or they write a nice message, there was a time where I was kind of like asleep at the wheel. I was just posting and trying to like just stay fucking afloat. And now I'm like fully back into the DMs, the comments. I want to make people feel like when I was at Instagram, this guy goes, you know, the algorithm is such a mind fuck because it's like what works and what doesn't. Does my content really suck or is it not getting seen? And he goes, you got to just like the number one rule is engage with people. He goes, the reason that, you know, if I see Kendall Jenner post a picture, I don't like it because she doesn't need it. It's like giving a billionaire a dollar bill. They don't need it at all.
Right.
So to give somebody a like, it's like it doesn't matter. But if you get these people to feel recognized on your page, they're much more likely to engage, and if they engage, then you get boosted. it's like, you know, and I'm not just doing it for that reason. It actually feels good to let these people get excited that I like their comment. It takes no effort at all.
Yeah.
And it becomes an event for them.
How many times do people, and this happens to me often, I'll respond to someone's comment, they'll screenshot it and put it in their story or something. Oh my God, Robert Frank just responded to me. The Twitter, it happens a lot. People like screenshot it. Robert Frank just liked my post. Holy shit. Like, who the fuck am I? I'm a nobody. I'm a loser.
Yeah, but
I'm in my basement doing a podcast.
Take the time to sit there and respond back to the stories, though.
Yeah, you're not a nobody to them. You're
right.
part of their entertainment.
Yeah.
Which people value a lot.
Yeah. One other thing that I want to bring up real quick before we get to our segments really fast is all of us at the table here, besides the Pody, are pretty much all around the same age. We're probably about 1 or 2 years apart from each other. And one thing that we learned from you, and I suggest anyone out there that is listens to the podcast, go back on Snooki's podcast and listen to the interview with Tank Sinatra, because that was really good. It was short too. It was like 30 minutes, right?
It was about an hour.
Oh, was it about an hour? Okay,
Yeah.
It felt like 30 minutes, which is good. Time flew, but you were
flies when you're getting hit on.
yeah. Well, half the 30 minutes of it was Joey wanting to bang him, so or get banged, I guess. So we're all about the same age, and you were a big frequenter of, is that even a word, of the clubs in the city.
Oh
and you and I, and Ray Vegas, and Jimmy Triceps, probably, and even our special audience guest here, have probably been under the same roof and didn't even know about it.
What, like
probably
Crowbar
on
or something?
Crowbar, Sound Factory, Exit. Those were all your stomping grounds back in the day, right?
Sound Factory and Exit mostly, yeah.
Okay.
Exit.
Limelight.
Limelight,
I went
yes,
to
sir.
Limelight a couple of times. I like Sound Factory. I was just talking about today, actually. Mm-hmm. Did you know that they used to have their own ambulance service?
No.
So they put it. This is a news day. It was like, you know, a real fucking news article.
Was
This
it for
club-
fights or overdoses?
No, for
ODs,
overdose.
bro.
Okay, all right.
So I was reading this newspaper at work one day, like I don't even know how many years ago, and I was like, oh man, I knew it. I knew that they had something going on because people, you remember, you'd be there dancing, hanging out, listening to the music, and then somebody would get carried by you. And like you'd never think twice about it. The person was dead, bro.
Yeah.
Every night people were dying in that club. It was the fact that it stayed open for as long as it did is insane. But they had like an ambulance where these little, you know, people would die.
You talking about
These little
I was
people.
picturing a little Asian girl because it was like 9 times out of 10 it was a little Asian girl who took too much ecstasy.
Yeah. Oh my
They'd put him in the ambulance, drive him around the corner, and throw him in an alley. And it's just like, yeah.
Holy shit. So wait, so these weren't real ambulances. These were just like a security squad.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God.
Jesus.
And they would just circulate, and if they had a death, they would just swing by the club, throw him in the ambulance, drive around the corner, and just dump the body.
That is fucking crazy to me.
That's where I used to hang out.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're from New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I couldn't tell from the accent.
Long Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably went a lot more than us, but I would say back in the day, what do you say, Ray? Probably once a month we
was
would
out
be.
there, man. We had a good time.
We was out there at least once a month.
I
on
wasn't out
Friday
there
or
that
Saturday.
much. In my
Okay.
life, I maybe hit those clubs combined 30 times, 35 times.
Okay.
Not a ton.
Or maybe a little less than that, but yeah, the chaos that would go on. I know a lot of my audience is younger; they don't even remember Sound Factory or Exit or anything like that. But just to paint the picture for you, just imagine the club. There was like no lights. It was like pitch black club, but the light that you would get was from the strobe light.
A lot of potential for hallucinations.
Oh, a lot of potential for hallucinations. And I would say for every 100 people that were there, 99 and a half of them were either coked out of their mind, stoned out of their mind, ecstasied out of their mind. Drunk that was normal. Like if you weren't drunk, then
And everybody was so fucking jacked.
bro,
It was like a bodybuilding show.
It was
for
a bodybuilding.
crackheads.
Yeah. And nowadays, if you try to take your shirt off in a club, they'll fucking kick you out.
Yo, back
Then,
Everybody had their shirts on.
had their
the
shirt
late
on.
90s, 2000s was between Sound Factory, Exit, and Neptune's was, I know people talk about like the Roxy and like those times, like Studio 54, like those were
That
the
was a
golden
little
days.
younger though, right? Older.
older.
Yeah,
Oh,
older.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean younger is in like
Roxy.
many.
That 4 to 5 year time period was like, I don't know, it's just such a fucking violent time in the nightlife scene. Neptune's was daytime, but you ever go to Neptune's?
I may have. That's in
Hamptons.
Hamptons.
Yeah.
I may have been there once.
Are there a lot of fights
But
at
I don't
Jersey Shore
remember it.
clubs?
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
beach clubs?
oh, yeah,
Every yes.
Not as much anymore, but I mean, maybe I just don't see, or maybe I don't stay out that late because I never stay till closing anymore. Usually, the
Yeah,
fights,
Vegas.
if a bar's open till 4 a.m.,
Last
the
call,
fights
lights come
happen.
on.
The
Yeah.
fights happen from like 3 to 4.
Yeah.
I'm in bed by like 1:30,
I
so I
never
don't
got
see
into
it.
a fight in a club, ever.
Ray Vegas
Unfortunately.
cannot say the same thing. Neither can Jimmy Triceps. Me, I've never gotten into
I just
a fight
always
in
saw
my
them
life.
coming. Like, I never got caught up in the middle of a fight that I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting. Because that's what happens most of the time. You got two guys or a couple of people who are like getting into it, and then you get hit, and you don't even know what the fuck is going on. You start swinging before you know it. 20 people are fighting
Yeah.
because nobody's paying attention to anything.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. And everybody's just so fucking jacked that now you combine a jacked motherfucker with all the drugs, all the drinking, the alcohol, the pills, everything that was going on back then. But what hurt the worst wasn't getting punched in the face. It was the prickly arms from the
Yeah.
guys that shaved their fucking arms and no one had a shirt on. So you would like walk past somebody and rub up against somebody. You'd feel like you were in a sticker bush.
It was worse than getting a cigarette burn.
Dude, oh my god. But yeah, that
Opening
was
clubs, shit.
Yeah.
smoking. Oh, you would come home, your clothes would be reeking
forget
of
about
fucking
it.
cigarettes. Oh my, and other things too. Crazy times.
Yeah,
man.
buddy.
But just so you guys know, I did not partake in any of those shenanigans. I was that 0.5% that was stone sober, just watching. Anyways,
One thing just to add to that,
Go
just
ahead.
remember, you're in a club, you're dancing with a fine ass shorty, and all of a sudden you may catch out the corner of your eye some dude that's 3 times your size kind of eyeing you up.
oh, I
And
know where you're
like,
going.
Oh shit! I don't think I can whoop this dude's ass, but he is looking at me so hard. And the next thing you know, he comes doing a wild, pumping his arms, and he wants to dance with you.
He wants to dance with you, not the bro. The
Not
first
the
time,
shorty that you went that's fine
I'm
as
gonna
hell.
whoop this girl's ass.
yeah. And that was back in the day where you had to like be careful. You didn't know if it was a guy or a girl. It could. It looked like a girl. It smelled like a girl. But you hands start moving around and shit. Might feel the sausage.
So here's
He wants to stop me.
it was like that time period where like, so I'm gonna put myself out there. I was doing drugs, first of all. Let me just preface it by saying that. But second of all, I was at the Sound Factory, and as soon as I walked in, this girl was looking at me, and I was like, my lucky night. I'm gonna go get some of this. So I'm dancing with her and whatever, and my friends don't know what's going on yet. So I'm dancing, and then like she leans in to kiss me, and my friend Jay grabs my shoulders and almost throws me on the floor. I was already high. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, it's a fucking dude. I'm like, no, she has tits. He's like, you know how fucking easy it is to get implants, you moron? And I was
my
like,
God.
oh my God, you're right. It was that window where it was like, implants were definitely getting done, but like, it wasn't like such a common thing as it
Right.
is now. That was a really strange time in my life.
Oh my god.
You can edit this, right?
Yeah.
We were with the guy back in the day who was probably the largest guy of the crew at the time. So
Pedro.
when
Yeah.
this particular instance happened, our boy had his shirt off and Pedro had his nipple pierced. Remember that? He had
Yeah,
his nipple
yeah,
pierced.
yeah.
But Pedro was jacked. But the guy that wanted to come dance with him reminded me of not Tommy Gunn, but
Bing Rames?
No, the football player, the white football player a couple of years ago.
Urlacher.
Nope, long blonde hair from like the 90s. He had like
Bosworth? Brian Bosworth?
Brian Bosworth, yes. So imagine the dude that's the size of Brian Bosworth coming up to you like looking real mean, and then all of a sudden he just comes up and he starts dancing.
Yeah, that was. I remember Pedro was like, "Yo, what the fuck is happening?" But yeah, those were the days, man. Let's move on here.
Were there
Let's-
only 3 white football players? Like, you guys picked that out real quick. I'm like, where's he going with this, man?
Well, I guess the blonde hair, the long hair, whatever.
High profile 90s, you know?
Jimmy Triceps. This is your segment.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Jimmy Triceps.
Jimmy Joker.
Pet peeve of the week. Jimmy, do you have a pet peeve this week?
I do.
Oh, you do? Holy shit. Can we get a round of applause for the pet peeve? What is your pet peeve, sir?
I'm just kidding. I don't have one. No, man, real quick. The goddamn, my pet peeve of the week, car dealerships, man. And car salesmen. That's it. I'm leaving it alone.
Okay.
Legally,
All right.
I can't
That's all
talk
you need to
anymore.
Okay.
Stressful situation.
Say no more.
I might have bought a German car. German, right?
Yes.
And I'm having some issues.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to move on.
Damn.
Okay. All right. So you know what we'll do as our guest, we'll do an honorary pet peeve of the week. Tech, do you have any pet peeves that? It doesn't have to be gym related. I know we're all gym bros here, but
I do.
Anything that burns your balls. My
I
friend.
normally don't, but I do now. So I work in New York City, right, in Manhattan, in Midtown West, and the area of Midtown West that spans 8th Avenue from Penn Station to Port Authority is fucking bad.
Right.
A lot of drug addicts, a lot of homeless people. It's just like, I'm not, whatever, no judgment. I was fucking there, but Jesus, so many homeless people, man.
Yeah.
And the new thing now is somebody will stand by a door, Essen Delicatessen, 7-Eleven, wherever, Dunkin' Donuts, and they open the door for you like they're a fucking bellhop. And they stand there with a cup, and it's like they want money. And it's like, it's 2018, bro. I don't have cash ever. Like, I don't know.
That's Joey Bags, man.
That's Rob's pet peeve.
That was my pet peeve last week.
People who don't have cash in their pocket.
I don't have any cash ever. Asking for money is one thing, but to hold the door for me, to like put me on the spot, like now,
So terrible, man.
like you're a Union 32 BJ doorman. Get out of here, dude.
Bro, they'll have the Apple swipe card on their phone.
And it's
too,
new.
bro.
Yo, some guy, they're so aggressive over there. Some guy asked me for money, and I said, I don't have any cash on me. I'm sorry. He goes, how about you get some cash back when you do debit? I say, I'm going to use a credit card. He goes, let me get your credit card. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my
First
God.
off, bro, I find that like, dude, this beard, I feel like I have a little intimidation going on. How the fuck is anybody gonna bust your fucking big ass balls?
You know why? I make eye contact.
Oh man,
I make fucking eye contact. Because I don't want to dehumanize them. I want to make them
That's true.
feel like they're humans.
Yeah.
And like when the guy opens the door, I say thank you. I'm like, thanks, man. He's like, a little help? No, zero help.
Well, I mean, do you ever like offer to buy him a coffee or something? Like, I'll get you a coffee.
So here's how crazy this area is. I
Okay.
went to 7-Eleven. I got my food. There was a point in time where I was like eating meals at 7-Eleven.
that's about to call
very
you out on
point.
that, bro.
Yeah, we've all been there.
But I got this egg salad sandwich, which is so fucking good, man.
Oh, my
so
God.
good. And
That just
I walk
doesn't
out,
sound
and this guy, he goes, yo, man, I just got out of jail. Can you help me out? I'm hungry. And I was like, reached into my bag, because I was on my way to work. I reached into my bag, pulled out the egg salad sandwich. And I said, you want this? He goes, man, I wanted an egg sandwich. And I was like, you want the fucking sandwich or not?
Damn.
It's a very,
yeah. I feel you, bro.
It's a strange scene over there.
You should
But,
start walking around with Purell, so when they open the door,
yeah.
as their tip, you can give them some Purell.
Yeah, it's almost like the people that when you go to the gas station and you have like a homeless guy wandering around, they fucking wash your windows for you, and then they just fucking stare at
That's
you.
not even at the gas station. That's at like a red light.
They do that there too. I'm just
That's
like,
why
dude.
I know it's horrible to say, man, but that's why I don't like, because I work in Philly a lot too. But I dread going into Philly because I know it's horrible, but they're on every corner, man, and it makes you just feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like you're at the red light, right? Now you automatically go on. I'm looking at my phone to try to avoid eye contact, but now I feel like a douchebag because I'm not, like you said, I'm, not like they're not humans or some shit. But like I don't know, man, it just makes you feel. Like,
It puts everyone in a tough spot, and I think that's why the homeless people have such a hard time just in general, is because, like, I never used to feel like this. This is only like within the last month that these guys are holding the door for everybody. You're going to sit there for 10 hours and hold the door. Go get a real job. Like, I've never had that thought before in my life. I'd hear people say, got a job, you fucking bum. I'd be like, you're a dick. Like, this guy's obviously got issues. Like, but if you have the wherewithal to stand somewhere for 10 hours and open it, you just worked a shift.
Yeah, exactly. Be a fucking doorman somewhere. Open the door, buzz people in, do something.
Good
Rob,
point,
didn't
man.
someone jump in front of your car in New York City over the summer?
Oh yeah, when I almost hit somebody.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, I did hit somebody accidentally.
Almost killed somebody.
Where was I going? I don't even remember.
You were raging.
Oh, we were going to our one person in the live studio audience today. I was going to her birthday party. This was back in March, right? Yeah. I accidentally hit someone. They went flying. Their Louis
Were they
Vuitton
homeless?
bags went.
Oh, they were
no,
not
they were
homeless.
not. It was actually a rich white girl. Well, I don't know if she was rich, but she had a bunch of bags. Like she just went shopping.
So she did not
To
jump
some
on
expensive
you,
places.
You hit her ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't hit her that hard. I hit her, I don't know, maybe 50 miles.
I
an
still
hour.
don't get. I get very uncomfortable when you talk about that because one of these days, this
One of
person
these
is going
days
to
it's gonna
fucking
come
come
back
out
to
the
me.
fucking woodwork, and this podcast is going to be in court. They're going to be playing this shit in court.
Nah.
They're going to be like, Tank, remember the time you almost made out with a transvestite? Right after that, we have the car accident.
Yeah, for the shit that I say, I already see in the chat. Someone's busting my balls about me being a hater that The Rock unfollowed me. Listen,
You try and fucking sit through the Rock unfollow
yeah.
bro. Watch
Jake,
me tap
you know
out
what?
real quick.
And people laugh. They're like, "Ha ha, The Rock unfollowed you." But and I know he's also not a very popular person amongst the internet people, even though he's got millions and millions of followers.
The Rock?
No. Jake Paul. Paul said something about, or it was either Jake or Logan Paul, when they were on a Disney show, and something that they did got them fired from the show. Like
Paul was
it was
a
Jake Paul.
Nightmare person, yeah.
Yeah.
In his neighborhood, I don't know if he's what kind of person he is, but the kid was causing ruckus in this rich ass neighborhood. He was
Yeah.
like
Well, we were
sitting
there.
on his couch.
We were in the Team 10 house. We filmed a video with him a couple months ago.
February.
He is. Let me tell you something. It's all a shtick. I mean, he's like tunnel vision when it comes to like filming shit. Like he could turn it on like that too. Like I do with the Rage character. Obviously, I'm not that Rage guy
Wow,
with the
I
bandana
never
all
even
the
thought
time.
of that before.
But yeah, he turns it
He's
like when
dude.
the camera's not on. He's like all of us at the table.
Bro, one of them. We've met a lot of people over the last couple of years. To this day, I'm very impressed with that kid, man.
Yeah,
when you
he's-
actually meet him in person,
He's got it all there too. He's smart
he's
as
smart
fuck.
as fuck, bro, and that's why he's killing it. you
But
know?
he made a comment saying, "Yeah, I got fired from a Disney show, and you guys can make fun of me, but think about what you're making fun of me for. I got fired from a Disney show, meaning like I was on a Disney show, you weren't. They're
Yeah.
like I was on the Disney show to get fired from. What the fuck are you doing? You're sitting in your mom's basement whacking off. You know what I mean? So yeah,
But
The
no,
Rock
I mean-
unfollowed me. Whatever.
But if that's what you're doing in the basement, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. I mean, I do it. But earmuffs.
It's
don't
not-
So
say-
how's No Nut November working for the bros at the table since we're...
Oh, we
Yeah,
already
just
put
switch
that together.
gears.
Oh, Instagram deleted my No Nut November video twice.
Really?
I posted it. It was killing it too. It had over 600,000 views in a day and a half, and then Instagram pulled it.
Wow.
Didn't give me any reason. No, nothing. Usually it'll tell me. It'll be like, this violates this code of conduct or whatever, or this one just, it was gone. No warning, no nothing. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to post it on my other page. There's no way it's going to get pulled from a page at the time. It had like 3,000 followers. Maybe 2 days later, taken down.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, they're very. I don't know, man. They're hard to read. Because it's such a big company and it's run by so much software.
Yeah.
But the software is programmed by people, so if you try and ask a question, you think you're going to get an answer, but everything is very like under lock and key over there. I've been in the building to sit in meetings with people and ask questions, and they're like, and I don't like. I think I'm a good reader of somebody who's being honest with me. They're like, we don't know. Like, we're here to answer questions, but we don't know.
It's
the answer
ran
to
by
that.
AI.
Yeah, it's ran by someone, and I believe Tank when he says that my picture is up on the wall at Instagram headquarters. Let me read some.
It's not a picture; it's a poster.
Oh shit! Damn. Is like 24 by 36 like that one over there?
Big, yeah.
All right,
Check
so
it up. I just noticed that.
let me read a couple of pet peeves that came in through the live chat here. This one comes in from Crosswhite276. Flip flop wearing motherfuckers that don't take care of their damn feet. I could co-sign for that one. Mars Will says fake IDs for getting into the club. I don't know why that's a pet peeve, but
Probably a bouncer.
Probably
Oh,
21.
maybe. Nino says another pet peeve: drivers that don't use indicators while parking in the fire lane. So
Where are they
annoying.
from? England?
What's that?
Who calls it an indicator?
Not sure where Nino's from. Nino, if you're still in the chat, let us know where you're from. But
I think
yeah,
he's in Texas.
blinker or indicator. Ugly Bastard says my pet peeve would have to be motherfucking hippies. God, they piss me off.
What's
Damn.
wrong with the hippies?
Okay.
Man?
All right. Two more real quick. This one comes in from Rain Walker. Says, one of my biggest pet peeves is talking to a fine-ass girl, but her breath smells like shit. That I could co-sign, especially cigarette breath.
Yo, I gotta say something real quick.
Go ahead.
All right, okay, keep moving.
We got one more. This one comes in from Clinticus19. Where the fuck is this goddamn parking deck? Robert Frank. Oh, shit. He remembers the when I hit the girl because I was screaming because Vinny played the audio.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the fuck is this goddamn parking deck? Shout out to Clinticus, man, for remembering that.
Shout out to
Super fan.
my boy KT that just checked in. Yeah, it's me, you motherfucker.
All right, what's up? So let's get to another segment before we start wrapping this motherfucker up. Everybody's favorite segment of the show. Let me do this the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the moment you've all been waiting for. Ray Vegas's Baddie with a Fatty of the Week. Yeah. Take that.
Take that, baby. Yeah.
So everyone on the live stream right now is like, what the fuck are they doing? Because we have a pause. The people in the live stream can't hear our soundboard. So to them, it's just like this awkward pause when that music is playing. And we're just sitting there saying, take that. And they're like, what are we taking? I don't know what we're taking. But Tank, I know you're a big fan of the podcast. And I know that you know that what we do each and every week is we nominate a baddie with a fatty. The bros and broettes slide into Ray Vegas's DM and they nominate a chick from Instagram that is good looking, that has a fat butt. And we have a couple of rules. The rules are they have to be female and they have to have under 100,000 followers. We don't want to give shout outs and plug people that already have millions of followers. If that was the case, I would nominate Summer Rae every week, or Jen Selter every week,
Or Janice,
or my name. And no, I'm just kidding. So Ray Vegas, who do we have this week, brother?
This is the hardest thing I have to do. Literally, this is harder than my job, than my 9 to 5. It's sitting there having to scrub through the baddies and actually pick which woman is going to win. And big shouts to the our winner from last week. She actually reached out to us and notified us, and so big shouts to her. And this week's winner is going to be Yessie Vanessa. So the name is spelled YESSI_VANESSA. So Yessie_Vanessa. You are this week's Ray Vegas' Baddie with a Fatty of the Week. You now have
48 hours from the moment this podcast airs to reach out to one of the bros, whether it's Ray Vegas, Jimmy Triceps, Vinny Vegas, or Vinny Bag of Chips.
shout out to Benny Worldwide.
Yeah, shout out to...
oh Jesus, you just bad.
Or Joey Bag of Donuts, or the Pody. Or you can even reach out to Tank Sinatra and say, hey, I know you were a guest on the Glorious House of Gainz podcast. I am this week's Baddie with the Fatty, and we will send you out a Baddie with a Fatty female racerback tank, available only at robertfrank615.com. So last week's winner actually reached out, and I shipped out her stringer or tank top. I think it was maybe Monday or Tuesday. Have you checked to see if she's posted wearing it?
I have not checked, but she said that she will definitely wear it and she'll reach out to me. I believe it was Lacey Freckman. Lacey Freckman. So Lacey Freckman, she actually asked me to send her a couple of links to where she can check out the podcast and listen to us. So just in case you're tuning in,
Layla Freckman.
Layla Freckman.
Layla Freckman.
Good catch. Good catch.
Yeah, she was last week's winner, reached out to us. So yes, we really do ship out these shirts. if you are nominated. And remember, if you post on your page, whether it's a story or a main page post, wearing the Baddie with the Fatty female racerback tank, you will be inducted into the Baddie with the Fatty Hall of Fame.
We actually had one of the bros reach out and say, when are you guys actually going to start posting an actual Hall of Fame site?
We should. We only have 2 people
as soon
in the
as
Hall
we
of
get a
Fame
couple
right
more ladies, bro, then, to make it worth it, we'll definitely set up the page for it.
Yeah. So, Tank, before we wrap this up, I did want to say that I had this great fucking idea, bro. And I'm just going to put you on the spot here. What if we did some live Q&A, me and you? Like in front of like an audience, maybe at Caroline's or any nightclub.
I don't know. I'm not funny.
Wait, was that an impersonation of Robert Frank?
I guess so.
Yeah, a couple shots of Jet.
Yeah. But
that was an exaggeration. Yeah, but that was I love live shit. It's hard, but it's I don't know. It's very fucking.
I'm nervous with one person over here watching us.
Have you ever showered in a waterfall?
No.
Me neither. But I think that's what it feels like. It's nerve wracking. Your fucking heart is pounding out of your chest. Your mouth gets all dry. But when you get those laughs, that first laugh, it's like, oh shit, okay.
But what if I never get those first laughs?
So what I would do is book the club, get a bunch of comedians, have them open it up, make sure everyone gets their laughs, and then if people laugh when we talk, great. If not, like the Hodge twins do a show. It's not a funny show. They sit there for a fucking hour and just talk about bullshit and then leave. It's not a funny show. I besides that, there's no doubt that some humor would come out of a conversation.
Yeah, with two meatheads, one more jacked than the other. No, I don't want to insult you or anything, but yeah, no, I'm kidding. Huh? You're much more bigger than I am. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it more. But let me ask people for here in the live feed right now. There's a couple people still left hanging out with us. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the super chats that have come in tonight. We definitely appreciate you guys and everybody who's just part of the chat. Would you like to see a live? Would you pay your hard-earned money, whether it's, I don't know, $10 admission, $20, $50, whatever it is, to watch a full-blown, legit comedy show, and then at the end or the middle or the beginning of the show, watch Robert Frank, 615, and Tank Sinatra do a little QA on stage? Would you guys pay your hard-earned money for that? I'm watching now to see
$11.75, no more.
$11.75. What is the admission usually at a place like this? What do you think?
$25, $30.
$25, $30. Yeah, but there's alcohol, there's food, there's people.
Yeah, Caroline's is like a fucking staple.
Caroline's is that's big time,
okay.
man.
Yeah. Here in New Jersey, right up the road, is Comedy Factory? What's it called? Stress Factory. Stress Factory. Have you ever heard of Stress Factory?
We'll do it at Stress Factory.
Okay.
Stress Factory is actually a big venue.
Yeah, I've heard of it before.
I feel like, here's the thing. We just did an appearance in, although it wasn't really advertised or broadcast that well, we did an appearance in Fairfield a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, for a charity for the Semper Fi Fund. And I don't know, maybe 10, 15 people showed up.
I don't think. I don't want to throw anybody under the.
Well, it was early in the morning, right?
It was an all-day event Sunday. And I think that was the price. See, the workout.
The other problem. You give somebody all day, the day goes by, they're like, I'm going to go. Ah,
right.
Fuck, I'm not going to go.
If you tell them 11 to 1. Or
7 to 8:30. 8:30 to 9. We'll be here. Okay,
yeah.
We got to get there at that time then.
Right, yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And like I said, I'm not putting anyone under the bus, but I think for having
you also won't fucking promote shit on your page. That's just crazy.
That is true.
You got it. We'll talk about that off the
yeah,
off
we will.
But password.
As of right now, everybody has said yes, they would definitely come watch. And again, yes, you can't gauge because out of all these people that are saying yes, we would definitely come. We'd love to see something like that. How many of them live within a certain distance? Right. How many of them, whatever. So before we wrap up, Tank, I know I said that 30 times already, but before we do, what do you got coming up? What do you want to plug? What's going on in your life that we have not touched so far that you'd like to tell the people?
So the Think Tank podcast, very exciting. We have a lot of exciting guests coming up. One raging meathead.
Yes.
Probably pretty soon he's going to be on the podcast.
Nice.
We'll get you in there.
I'd love it.
I'm serious about the guests. Like I'm fucking amazed at people that are saying yes to the show. I'm very excited by it. The podcast is like interview, but guided, organic. If I ask you a question and your answer begs another question, I'll ask the question instead of just going to the next question on the page. But it's definitely more about like less about what people are doing on a project basis and more about like how they got there and what they're into, their motivations, their drive. I'm really like a curious person, Curious George.
Yeah, Curious George.
So I've always been driven by like the gears. So I'm excited to dig into these people's minds.
Gears.
Wait, what kind of gear are you talking about?
Mandatory shot of trend when you step into the studio.
Yes. Not that I would ever do that because that's illegal, by the way. But
Well, if you go to the doctor and you have low trend, you can get a prescription.
oh
no,
shit!
I don't think that's how that works, man.
No, I've heard of low trend.
Yeah.
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 My
I saw a
natural
commercial for
trembolone.
it.
Yeah, my natural trembolone levels are in the shitter right now. I need a shot.
Then the Meme Gods documentary, which is a fucking massive project we've been working on for a long time. It's getting very
Yes.
close to getting sold, made,
Ooh,
distributed.
nice.
Yeah, it's getting very close, and that's a pet project.
Did my part get cut out of that?
Your part is pretty much the whole movie.
Yes, that's what I like to hear. And please let that come out while I'm still relevant. You know what I mean? Like, let's not wait like 5 years and like
He's gonna be on Dancing
I'm working
with the
in
Stars by the time.
yeah, or like what is it? Celebrity boxing? Like so they're fucking yeah. You know your
Knocking
life
you out
is
like
over.
rat.
Fat Boy SSE.
Oh,
just knocking
God.
you out.
Fucking or those challenges like real world challenge. Like they take all like the has-beens from like the first couple of whatever.
Hey man, you're still sitting on the couch? Yeah, why? What's up? We need you in the jungle.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down. I'm down for whatever. Yeah. So you got that, and what else? What else is going on? What's the big project right now? Are you trying to get this think tank?
The podcast, yeah.
Podcast off the
is
ground.
Where can you find it? Just on Apple
So
iTunes or
we're
whatever?
recording it at Gas Digital in Alphabet City in Manhattan, and they're good. They put it out everywhere.
Oh,
They do
okay.
audio, they do video. They're very fucking
okay.
professional.
Oh,
organization.
they're fancy.
Oh,
What
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
budget do you have for that, Dave? Rob, you need to talk to his people.
Hey, I think we have a look. We got cannolis on the table. We got
Yeah, they didn't have cannolis there when I went there.
Yeah, I mean we're using our phones as our camera. Let me get a big thumbs up in the live stream right now. If you guys like the camera work that we have going on here, are you guys happy about seeing us for the live broadcast, or could you give a fuck and rather listen to us on iTunes or SoundCloud or anything? Big shout out to SoundCloud, by the way, because I have not promoted, talked about, did a swipe up anything for SoundCloud over the last 4 or 5 weeks that we've been doing this live stream and promoting iTunes a little bit more. And the engagement and the listens and downloads are incredible for not even talking about it. So shout out to all the SoundCloud listeners. But we would like you to listen on iTunes because, god damn it, we need to get back in the top 200.
Let me back it up a little bit. So you had that project, and then your Instagram. We already have that up there. You have 2 pages, though, right?
Yeah, Tank Sinatra and Tank's Good News. We're also, I don't even know if I can talk about this, but I feel like I have to now.
Yeah, now
better
you
make
have
something
to.
up.
Now you have to.
We're working on a Tank's Good News pilot, so turning that into like a real actual
nice.
show, which has been the goal from the very start.
Right.
It's like let's get the good news out there without being wishy-washy or
Man, I
soft or
think that
preachy.
definitely should have a
Little
shot.
edge, jack dude, humor. We're trying to hit on, like I said, humor. Humor sells above everything.
Yeah.
That's my rule. It used to be like sex sells. If you could get somebody like
I'm
get them
tired
to buy
of
shit.
ignorance selling
Yeah.
because there's a lot of ignorance that are selling. Like people on social media doing like just real ignorant ass shit, and it fucking drives me nuts.
I'm 100% with you. You know what actually kind of softened me up on that? I learned recently that ignorance is it literally means like without knowledge. Like these people don't know that they're
assholes.
stupid. Exactly. Yeah. Like they had I grew up in a very loving, diverse area household. I was shown a lot of shit that probably people that grew up in Alabama didn't see. So when they have these
Right.
notions that like these people are bad and guns are good and this guy's out for me, like I feel bad for people who are ignorant because they don't know what they don't know. They don't even know that there's a whole world of education out there that they're missing. Like I watched this thing on HBO where Nancy Pelosi went to Trump country and she was in a coal mine. She was like did you guys vote for Trump? The guy was like, yeah. She said, well, didn't he say he was going to keep your job? He said, yeah. She said, didn't you guys just shut down? He goes, yeah. But I still feel like he's out for me personally. And I was like, damn, this guy's like under a spell. He doesn't even know. So ignorance is, I don't think it's going to continue to sell. I think people are hot on like that 7th, 8th grade, like it's cool to be dumb in class thing right now.
Yeah, like just stuff like that. People doing real stupid stuff. Like, why are you famous for being an asshole?
Yeah. No, I'm with you 100%. I hope
Hey,
that
watch your mouth over
Yeah,
there.
right.
I mean, my whole shtick is built on being a fucking douchebag, man.
Yeah, but
It's
it's with a
different than
wink.
going out and actually physically hurting
Yeah,
someone, damaging
right.
somebody's
Of
property.
course, of
Yeah.
course. 100%.
And they're so proud of it, too. They're so proud to be ignorant.
Yeah, but that's what gets the views. And it's unfortunate. And
It
when
gets
they
a
stop
certain
getting
type of
views,
view.
Yeah, and they get a view, but they'll never make any real bread because
right?
not real brand friendly.
Yeah, well,
No.
that's true. But
My company asked about you, and I was like, yeah, he's not real brand friendly.
yeah, I mean, I'm not brand friendly, but I could be brand. Like, if you give me a guideline and you
would
say,
never
"Hey,
sell
listen."
the fuck out.
No, I wouldn't sell out. I would still remain true to me. Like, but if you ask me, like, hey, listen, could you just not say fuck 30 times in the video and maybe like make
You don't
it
know
twice?
how to not say fuck.
Yeah.
Unless you're selling baby oil or bandanas.
Yeah. Yeah, where's the bandana?
You couldn't even
right?
sell tissues without cursing.
Dude, we were
Blow
talking
your
about this.
fucking nose.
We were talking about this the other day. You know how many free plugs I've given to Express over the years in all these fucking videos? My Express medium deep V-neck Express tee or whatever the fuck I was saying. Where's my fucking brand deal, bro? Can I get a fucking... And
I know.
they try to charge me more when I'm at fucking Express.
Or
Like
fucking
you were
retro fitness. I mean, Jesus Christ, we talk
Yeah.
about them enough.
Yeah, we do plug retro, but anyways, they're all.
I know.
It's all going to come in due time when it's supposed to. The one good thing that The Rock did tell me, and we shit talk The Rock, and obviously a lot of it is half joking, but he did tell me because I've said this before. He did DM me, and we've had a pretty good conversation. Gave me a lot of good business advice that he didn't have to do. I did tell him. I said I wish that this whole Robert Frank 615 thing started 10 years ago, when I'm not 40 years old. I wish I was like 30 and doing this. And his advice back was very generic and it was almost cliche, but he said, shit happens when it's supposed to.
Well, I was just going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
If you were 30, you'd be too old for some people.
Yeah, that is true.
I get that all the time. You're 38 years old, you make memes?
Yeah.
Good luck making fucking 5 memes a day at 22 years old when your only experience is jerking off and drinking beer.
That's true. That's true. It does take skill. And the bigger the audience you have, the more pressure almost you have on
It
you.
takes
because-
life. You gotta be out there living. You can't fucking exist on the internet only and expect to. You paint yourself in a corner really quick.
Yeah.
Before you know it, all you're doing is pizza and fucking cat memes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or dog memes.
Or dog memes. Yeah.
Before we wrap up,
Go ahead.
shout out to the vets. We had Veterans Day, 2 days ago?
Yep.
So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. And
Shout out Veterans Day.
And I'm going to butcher this name, but it's either Laureen or Lauren. Lauren and George, just a shout out to them. They're big podcast listeners. And George is a fellow sanitation worker, and he's a fan of Vin, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to give them a quick shout out.
Anybody that's a fan of Vin, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. And last but not least, big shout out to Vin, man. Vin's over there currently, well, I don't know.
He's living his best life, man.
He's out there traveling the world right now, so he should be back soon, right, man? Hopefully next week he'll be back on the podcast, so big shout out to Vinny.
Yeah,
Vegas.
definitely Vinny wanted to be on, wanted to meet you, Tank, but we'll be doing this again. I'm sure you'll be in Jersey for something somewhere down the line, or you'll just be so generous to come back and give us an hour and a half of your time.
Or we'll do it in my studio.
Yeah, sure.
Have all you motherfuckers in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, buddy.
That'd be awesome.
So have
So,
some cannolis or donuts.
yeah.
I will.
Bring food and bring trend. So to everybody in the live chat that has been rocking with us for the last hour and change, for our one and only and first in studio guest, give her a little round of applause for hanging out. I think she wanted to leave like 30 times. She was like, how much longer is this fucking thing going to go on? But thank you for hanging out the whole time. Thank you for all the super chatters that supported the podcast tonight. And everybody that's listening on iTunes, if you've made it this long, give us a 5-star review, por favor. That is please in Espanol. And leave us a comment and subscribe to the channel.
Ring that bell.
Ring that fucking bell, too, on YouTube and on Apple iTunes. So, thank you, Tank, for giving us some of your time tonight. I feel like the bros and broettes got to know you. If you're not already, make sure you're following tank.sinatra on Instagram. Any other socials you want to plug? Or
Tank's Good News.
Tank's Good News, right? That's Instagram as well. And also check out Think Tank on probably every podcast application that's out there. I'm sure.
Dude says
Okay, yeah, I say applications. Podcast apps. Okay. So, for Ray Vegas, for Tank Sinatra, for the Pody, and for Jimmy Triceps, this is Robert Frank signing out.
Yo!
Go.